If you're thinking it's January, you'd be wrong. It's actually the Monday after Easter, and we've got a bunch of snow. If you happen to be here from the TikTok video that went viral there, yes, this is the right place. This is EWT America, who has these automatic shot pit floors. And the man you're going to talk to if you call is Steve Gardner.
Hi guys, how we doing?
We'll go over the features I said again here in this video. Really helped out servicing this beast. QuadTrack has basically changed its permanent address to. Brought it over here. Week before I went to the Browns to help them tile. It happened to sit here during that week because I got the chance to take off. That was really pretty much an unplanned trip. During that time, Steve took off to go install an 80-foot shot pit in Oklahoma. In this video, I am going to basically kind of overlay some footage that I've taken, but because it has taken such a long time to actually get this video done, really not 100% sure on all the footage that I got. So we'll go around the QuadTrack, talk about the things that I have learned when servicing this thing. I will say that these are absolutely awesome tractors in what they can do, but they are a monster when it comes to actually servicing them. And the automatic shot pit has been a dream to get some of this stuff done. The batteries are out. One of them's bubbling. They were low on water. We're going to test those here today. We're also going to install a Lenda hand here today. You're going to actually see a couple of products here from Springfield Colony Farms. I ordered the Lenda hand from them, and actually the drainage tube for the QuadTrack bogies that I already took home because I got it out of the shop out of Steve's way. If you're looking for those, I'll have all their information down in the description because I went looking for that stuff. The tube worked really good. These are the original batteries that were in the QuadTrack when I purchased it. Took them out, cleaned them up, put water in there. We'll test them. They've been on a trickle charger for 3 days now, 2-amp battery maintainer deal. Test them. If they're good, they can go back in.
Okay. Of course, red is always positive. So we look for the positive terminal there.
Yep.
And we clip this one on here. And we look for the negative terminal here. And clip that on there. And that shows you what your running voltage is. Now,
it's a little low. Well, it says good.
It's between 12 and 13s. You're good. So now we want to go with a test. So there's a coil in here that'll get very hot, and we want to run that for 10 seconds. So here we go for 10 seconds. 1001, 1002. 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009, 1010.
Well, she's glowing red now.
Now you see it says good. So that battery is good. It tested good.
Good deal.
1007, 1008, 1009, 1010. See, you're good.
Excellent.
It gets a little warm.
Yeah, because I'm guessing that those are, probably about the price of a AA battery or something along those lines. Yeah. So those can go back in. I am going to clean this up a little bit better. But first, I think we're going to install the Lenda hand. And then run through all the maintenance that we've done on the QuadTrack, the tips that I've learned in servicing this QuadTrack, which is the video that I would have liked to have seen before I started it, and then the pit tour. That's a precision shot right there. Okay. To install a Lenda hand, you have to drill a couple of holes, and Steve has mag drills. We're going to use that to drill out our couple of holes.
Okay, what this is referred to as a mag drill. It has a magnet on the bottom of it, and you turn the magnet on, it'll stick to your surface. And in here we have a little spring-loaded guide that we line up on the hole, and that puts this angular cutter in line. So as we line that up on the hole, then I reach around on the back and turn on the magnet, and the drill stays put.
That does a really nice job of cutting the hole. So we swing out, and then that's what will hold your hoses. Protect it so you can't Oh yeah.
Okay, so now it's got
Oh
a hole.
yeah. There you go, one hand installed. Okay, so we're gonna use the 360 camera to do a little bit of tour of the things that we got done on the quad track. I know some of you don't like the 360 camera. I'm trying to learn the 360 camera a little bit. I think it'd be really cool to put onto some equipment for spring field work coming up videos. Let me know what you guys think of it. I know there's been comments of people don't like the fisheye camera, but squeaky wheels type of thing, so I don't want to X-nay the 360 camera if you guys actually like it. So, remote controlled pit has been a blessing for working on this quad track, but this quad track has been now fully serviced here this year. Other than one thing, I did not drop the hydraulic fluid out of the front pumpkin and the rear pumpkin back there and change the hydraulic oil, because the hydraulic oil comes with about 80 gallons-ish of hydraulic oil, so that would actually take me it'd set you back a little bit of money there. So, but the hydraulic oil has been dropped out of the transmission, and I was looking for a transmission filter. Turns out this apparently has the high flow pump, because if you can see up here behind me, there are 2 filters up there, and I wondered why we only had one of them at one point in time when I bought the filter packages for this tractor. Turns out that's where my hydraulic oil filters go. That I learned while servicing this thing. Drop the hydraulic oil out of here, put 15 gallons of hydraulic oil back into it. We obviously dropped the engine oil, changed the engine oil filter on it. That was pretty self-explanatory. Not gonna show a video of that. Nobody really needs to see a video of oil being changed, basically. Fuel filter, they gave me the wrong fuel filter. Apparently I have the fuel water separator filter. Had to go take a trip to get that one again. That one's been replaced as well. On this side, the engine oil filter got changed and the coolant filter oil got changed. I did have a case tech come out and check out this tractor. I wondered why it would always smoke or haze a little bit of black smoke every now and then. Turns out that with the Tier 3 engine, they inject a little bit of diesel fuel on the backstroke. So it will haze a little bit of smoke, I guess you could say, every now and then. Nothing that I have to worry about, but I did get that checked out. I, for some reason, thought that it was an air-to-air leak, but it wasn't. It's just a thing that they do. Other than that, we changed the air filters on this, the cab air filters on it. Pretty much every filter that can be changed, or every filter that can be changed, has been changed on this tractor. Let's flip back over to the other GoPro and go talk about the tracks. So I obviously changed the oil on the inside of the bogey wheel standing in the pit, and then wisened up and actually changed the oils by moving the quad track to this side of the pit or that side of the pit, and that way I could always work at it eye level. Again, way easier. I'll do a time lapse of changing one of these over here in a second, but basically the process is, and I can explain it to you before you guys can see it, snap ringed out the big snap rings, which is in each and every single one of these, then allowed it to drain down into the drain tube. Mess wasn't so bad, still pack some rags in here every now and then. You have to have a massive set of snap ring pliers to pull these out, but you can get them out not that hard. One thing that I did notice is that these ones that have the caps kind of pushed into them, Those really suck to change because it's hard to get onto that cap. Apparently you can get some Allen key caps. I would do that. The other thing that I'm going to do next year is I'm going to have a whole new set of caps when I actually go to replace this. That way they're really clean and clear. Some of them weren't as clear as I would like them to be, which, speaking of, we'll run out to the other side here. These caps right here, these are the ones from Case. Do not buy those. They're junk. They actually don't even sell them with the cap or the plug. Plus the hole is so small that you go to fill these up with, it's just, do not buy these from Case. There's got to be a better place to buy those. If you know where, let me know in the comment section. You pull the snap ring, a secret that I did, blew them all out, and then put PB Blaster around the edge of them so the snap rings actually wanted to pull out versus kind of be in there. Cap dumps off, oil runs out, then you got to sit there for a little bit and let the oil actually drain. That's where maybe 2 of those drain tubes would come in handy. You can pull one, let it drain while you're working on the other one that's draining so that you don't have to have that downtime in between. Then after it was drained, I cleaned up the groove where the snap ring goes, cleaned out anything that was actually in the wheel bearing, inspected it. I did actually find, on one of the last ones that I did, there's a washer that holds these bogey wheels on. It was cracked, so we did get that one replaced. So it was good to inspect these. Apparently you only have to change these bogey wheel oils every 1,500 hours. A lot of things that I read on the internet you do every year, so I'm gonna try and do it every year. Plus then my bogey wheels get inspected every year. No downtime. So then after you pull them out, you take these caps, place them back in with the nozzle facing top. Put the snap ring back in. There's an O-ring behind these snap rings, and when I was doing this, I was having a really hard time getting these snap rings back in. I just thought that they'd want to snap back in. It actually needs to be pressed on. Do not be scared to actually tap on those pretty good with a punch. You'll see that happen in the video. Tap on them, get them to seat back in. That's, yeah, you gotta tap on them. And then you fill it up with 50 weight and 30 weight oil. I found out that it takes about a quart between these 2 big ones of 50 weight. This one these I never figured out because actually the bulbs were all different on them. Okay, shop pit tour time. I have done 1 or 2 of these on my channel so far, but nobody likes to go back to look for videos, so we're gonna go through it again. We will hit on the highlights of the pit here. If you have any questions, call to talk to Steve. He's very knowledgeable. We'll also look at kind of how he sets up one before it goes to head out the door. That one's going to Indianapolis, actually. So he tells you what you see kind of here. The pit, actual pit is your responsibility. I think Steve has some information on how to have a pit so that it fits one of these really well, correct?
Correct.
Correct, and he can send you all that stuff. So it's remote controlled via the control unit on the wall with an electric over hydraulic pump. First question you're gonna ask is, what happens if something falls underneath there? You need to get to it. There is, which one is it, Steve? It's this one right here. The one with the hole. there is a safety hatch, or a hatch you could say, that allows you to get underneath the pit. I'm not going to go down there. There's a ladder on each end, this ladder right there, one down there. Those ladders go down and it acts as a safety so that the floor itself cannot fall down on you. That's one thing that he's changed since this model of pit to the next model of pit. The ladder has gotten wider. The remote control is 2-factor, so one remote for the pit. So as long as you're the one in the pit, you should have the remote. As a safety deal, you have to push the start button. It's a little worn off right there, but it's number 1. And then you have to hold the next button that you actually want to do that goes up or down, so you can't accidentally just roll on one button and then it crush you or something along those lines. You'll notice that Steve's pit here actually turns on lights as it goes down. That way it can illuminate things. There's multiple things that you could bring in here if you want to. Steve has lights, obviously. He has electrical plugs if you want electrical plugs. Say you wanted to bring in air. What's the maximum depth on one of these?
6 feet.
6 feet down. And the nice thing about that is that you can actually work whatever level you want to work at. So you want to be up closer or something, say your pickup truck's jacked up in there, you're working on a semi, you want to work on the rear end of it, you don't have to be the 6 feet down or standing on a ladder or something along those lines in the pit. Also in the pit, there's a ladder on each end so you can climb in or out if you want to. "30 feet's the minimum length on the pit. Maximum length?"
The biggest we've done is 80 feet, but you'd have to be more than one piece to go over 80. 80 is our maximum for a one-piece unit.
People ask about, what about tools, having your tools down there, whatever you want along those lines. Get yourself a toolbox, wheel it on there. You can turn sideways, go down with you. You can have a toolbox set up for oil changes. Certain jobs, like if you're doing specific jobs, like if you're a transmission guy or something, have your toolbox set up to service the transmission. That's how you can bring down tools quickly and easily. Okay, so then I'll have Steve run through kind of what he does here to actually test these pits before he sends them out to you guys, which he brings them to you guys and then installs them for you guys. The cool thing about this is actually he turns them into a trailer and they go down the road like this.
The reason we assemble it this way is that we need to set the switches that control the platform. We'll have a upper and lower limit switch. We'll have a monitor switch on each of the 3 pairs of cables. Now, at the present time, I'm wiring up for the switches. I can't wire the switches if I don't know where the cable is. So we put the cable in place, then I can wire the switches with the cables. Now, once we have the cables in place and get the switches wired up, we can set here in our shop, set the 2,000-pound load limit that we need to set for your shop. So we set a counterbalance valve, which is right here, counterbalance valve, and then we set the valve on the pump to the 2,000-pound load limit. So when we get to your shop, it's plug and play. We've already operated your electronics, your hydraulics, your counterbalance valve, all your cables. When it gets to your shop, we know for a fact that it works because we've already worked it here. It's already set with the load limits, so it's just a matter of put it in and get you going. So what I have here is, you see the little black test stands that have supported the platform, and then I can operate it through the remote. You can see that we can operate it with our remote. So now we can set all the perimeters, set all the cables, set all the switches, and then like Ben was telling you, when we get done, our installation frame comes off, the wheels are on, they're ready to go. We've got a tongue on the front. We hook that onto our pickup truck and we're down the road.
So if you got any questions about these pits, call Steve, EWT America. All his information will be down in the description, link to the website, cell phone numbers, all that stuff. He'll send you a package of information via email, things to consider. They're really handy, really handy. Using that to change the quad track bogey wheels, good stuff. I think I gotta go pull some anhydrous ammonia, so I'm out of here. That's the end of this video. We'll see you in the next one.
Say, you know, this video wouldn't be complete unless I flick my hat too.